Hi, welcome back to bringing yoga into our daily lives. Today we are practicing our second limb, the Niyamas, and we're on number 2, Santosa, where we find contentment and satisfaction in our everyday life. And how we find contentment and satisfaction is by letting go of what we cannot control. Sometimes the only control we have is our focus and control of our breath and energy just to stay on track or with the flow. Another is to focus on goodness or nature. We can also stop ourselves from assumptions. It is easy to assume someone is acting a certain way because of something we might have done. It's even easier to assume that they are happy in their situation because they have something you don't. Assumptions hinder us, creating anxieties and stress. So as we let go of assumptions, we practice daily to keep our thoughts positive towards others and ourselves. So as we practice Santosa today, we're going to move into Lam, Vam, Ram. So this is also a practice of the low dantian. Let's go ahead and find a space. And just taking nice deep breaths. We could be sitting, we can be standing. And we're just lengthening through the spine. We're closing the eyes. We're drawing the shoulders back. We bring the breath in and out of the nose. And it's a nice, deep, full belly breath here. Deepening and slowing the breath. We've made our way inward, back to our focus and peace. And now we're going to move through 3 of our lower chakras. We're going to move through Lam, Vam, and Ram. That is our root, sacral, and then our solar plexus. And then we will be moving also down, solar plexus, sacral, root. Let's go ahead and inhale and start. We're going to bring all 3 of those words in one breath. So doing the best we can to move from Lam, Vam, Ram. Let's go ahead and inhale. Lam, Vam, Ram. Take a nice deep breath. This time we're moving from top to bottom. Inhale. Ram, Vam, Lam. Taking another breath here. Exhale. We're going to go ahead and start moving back up. We're then going to move up and back down for the last time. So inhale. Lam, Vam, Ram. All right, last one as we move from Ram down to Lam. Inhale. Lam, Ram, Vam, Lam. Deep breaths here. Just just noticing the vibration we created in our lower chakras. So if we were standing during this practice, let's move all the way down to the glutes today. We're going to come into a comfortable open leg style, whether the legs are all the way open or we just have the knees open for easy cross-legged style. Starting to inhale and exhale, lengthening through the spine. Let's inhale to roll the shoulders up to the ears. And exhale, we release. Inhale, shoulders up to the ears. And exhale, releasing. Inhale, shoulders to ears. Deep breaths here. Exhale, letting go. Let's inhale, open the arms, draw all the way up and over. Let's exhale, forward fold. Allow the arms to stretch out to the sides. Try to keep the back flat. Lengthen through the back. Shoulders rolling back and down. Let's go ahead and start to bring it back up. Inhale, lengthen arms up and over. Exhale, let's twist open to one side. Inhale, lengthening up and over. Exhale, twist open to the other side. Inhale, lengthening up and over. And again, let's exhale, hinge forward at the hips, heart leads. Hands extend out to our sides, flattening through the back here. Deepening the breath. We have one more breath here. And let's exhale, start to lift back up. Let's release those legs and cross them the opposite direction. Sitting back tall again. Let's inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, side angle, or excuse me. We're gonna extend over here into our lateral flexion. Let's inhale, lengthen up and over. And exhale, extend, lengthening over. Inhale. Exhale, lateral flexion. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. We're going to hinge forward again. Exhale, arms out to the side. Let the heart lead forward, shoulders roll back. Lengthen all the way through the torso. Coming into that deep breath. One more breath here. And then start to lengthen back up. Coming back into our sitting position, we're going to release those legs. Let's lengthen them out into our center straddle while we're here on the ground. So this just means legs open, knees still have that micro bend or softness to them, and our toes are lifted up towards the ceiling. Taking nice deep breaths here as we lengthen through the back, stacking the vertebrae. Full belly breath as we inhale and we expand. Exhale, we tuck in, navel to spine, we draw in, we lengthen up through the crown. Now as we have a nice flat back, paying attention to the breath, we're going to inhale, lengthen through the ground. And exhale, let the arms move down the legs, let the heart move forward, keeping the flat back. Moving down the legs, whether we're to the knees maybe, or we hang on to the ankles. Possibly some of us can make it to the toes. Let the shoulders relax down and back. Draw the heart forward and tuck in the abs as we focus on our breath. One more deep breath here. And let's Let's exhale, lifting, lengthening back up. Relaxing the shoulders. We're gonna inhale, bring those arms up and over. Let's exhale, twist to one side so that our head, heart, centers right with our knee and our leg. Inhale, once again, lengthening upward. And let's exhale, hinge at the hips. Draw our arms forward just as far as we can. And release somewhere along the leg. Try and keep the heart drawing forward and aligning with our knee. Try to lengthen through the neck, allowing the shoulders to roll down and back. Coming back into that breath as we breathe through the leg, imagining the breath, opening those muscles of tension. And exhale, we're melting that tension away as the heart sinks deeper into this pose. One more breath here. Let's exhale, slowly release, coming back up. And inhale, lengthen up and over. Let's exhale, take the opposite arm to the leg we just stretched behind us, to the low back, reaching to that opposite hip. Inhale, lengthening the other arm up. And let's exhale, hinge to our side, reaching the fingertips towards the toes. Try to keep the heart open by gazing forward and trying to lift that shoulder so that it moves up and over towards the toes. Once again, coming back into our breath. Focusing on the breath. One more breath here. And exhale. Let's start to make our way back up, lengthening, releasing. Go ahead and roll the shoulders back. Inhale, bring the arms up and over. Exhale, twist to the opposite leg. Align head, heart to knee, leg. Inhaling, and then as we exhale again, we hinge at the hips, we draw forward. We keep the back flat. We bring the hands down to the leg, whether we're above the knee, below the knee, towards the ankle, or all the way to our toes. We're just focusing on the breath, lengthening the back, releasing the shoulders. Nice deep breaths here. Again, allowing that breath to move through the legs as it relaxes us and releases the tension. Let's exhale and start to move slowly back up. Coming back to center. Let the shoulders roll down and back. As we raise the arms all the way back up and over, inhaling. Now this time we're going to take that opposite arm to the leg we just stretched and bring it behind us, reaching for that same hip. Inhale, reaching that other arm up. And exhale, let's start to bring that arm up and over and reach over for the toes. Try to stack the shoulders here and lengthen through the spine as we breathe. One more breath here. And let's exhale, start to make our way back up, releasing. Let's gently move those legs, rocking back and forth as we use also our hands until we come back to hip width distance apart. As we come to hip width distance apart, let's find dorsiflexed toes, toes up towards the ceiling. You can soften the knees if it needs to be for our length in our back. We want to keep that length and that flat back by rolling those shoulders back. Let's inhale, bring the arms up and over. And exhale, hinge at the hips, draw forward. Let the shoulders relax down and back as we reach forward. Nice deep breaths, keeping this pose active as we reach. One more breath here. Let's exhale, release those hands wherever they come, whether it's upper legs or lower legs or all the way to the toes. We're still relaxing the shoulders, lengthening through the neck, through the body as we breathe. Let's come back to focus on the breath, full belly breaths here. Exhale, gently release that. Coming all the way back up. Let's soften those knees. And as we soften the knees, we're going to find some balance on our glutes here. So we want to come into first our boat pose. So let's find knees hip width distance apart, soles of the feet nice and grounded. We have a few options with the arms. We can bring the arms back. Just make sure that the wrists don't hurt and the fingers point forward. Palms of the hands are in the ground. Soften the elbows. Draw the shoulders back. Lift through the heart. Tighten those abs as we have a nice flat back. And then start to lift the toes, the feet up off the ground. And maybe we come into a bent leg boat. Or maybe we extend all the way out to the full boat. Let's go ahead and start to bring that back down. Coming into our other option here, we can bring hands behind the legs. Once again, roll the shoulders back. Heart lifts, lengthen through the back, tighten the abs. Start to lift up the heels off the ground as we slowly come into where we can find balance today. So find where it challenges you, but not over challenges you. Let's go ahead and exhale, bring the feet back down to the ground, grab a hold of the knees, roll the shoulders back. Let's lift through the heart and the gaze as we inhale. And as we exhale, we're going to come back into a cat stance, navel to spine, chin into chest, hanging onto those knees as we tuck those abs in and press back, rounding through our back. Let's inhale, roll the shoulders back, lift through the heart, find that nice flat back, abs tucked in. We're coming into our last boat pose. So wherever you find the arms, it's your option here, whether we come to bent leg boat, or maybe we're just an inch or two off the ground here, finding our balance. So wherever you are, coming into the boat as we breathe. And let's exhale, release the soles of the feet back to the ground. Go ahead and roll the shoulders back. Let's lift through the heart, lengthen the back, tuck those abs in, gazing up, inhaling, drawing the heart up. And let's exhale, draw the navel into spine, chin into chest, round through the back, releasing into the shoulders. Let's go ahead and start to bring ourselves into open legs. We want to find one more balancing pose here. So we're going to bring it into butterfly to start off with, and then grab peace fingers around the big toes. Now you could always just stay right here. Let's roll those shoulders back. Lift the heart, flat through the back. Abs are tucked in, heart is lifted. And we're finding a gazing point of balance as we start to tilt back and lift the heels up off the ground. Here we're in our balancing butterfly that we can move all the way out. So slowly, we're starting to bring it out. Maybe we have bent knees here, and maybe we keep it here for our balancing pose. Or we can extend all the way out for our wide-legged balancing boat. Nice deep breaths here. And let's exhale, slowly bring it back. Bringing it all the way back into our butterfly pose. So soles of the feet are together. We release the toes. And in fact, as the knees are open here, we could grab a hold of the feet or the legs and gently rock left and right for a moment as we pull our heart forward. And then starting to release, we're lengthening all the way up through the crown of the head. We roll those shoulders back. Let's inhale, bring the arms up and over. Exhale, we're opening back to a twist. Inhale, up and over. And exhale, let's open to that opposite twist. Inhale, up and over. Exhale, let's sweep the hands all the way back down to our ankles. Take a nice deep breath, lift through the heart. And exhale, let's hinge at the elbows and press the elbows into the inner thighs as we draw the heart forward, lengthening through the back, through the neck. Coming into that expanding breath here, so nice, deep, full belly breaths. Adjust here, possibly coming to the feet, still hinging those elbows into the legs. Still drawing the heart forward, keeping the shoulders back as we lengthen through the torso. A few more deep breaths here. Let's gently release that. Starting to come all the way back up. We're going to bring those knees coming back. Let's move all the way to our knees here and bring it all the way up to our hands. Hands and knees with a nice tabletop. We find joint alignment here. If we need any padding, it's fine to add extra padding under the knees. Maybe our wrists don't feel good. We can make a fist and tuck the thumb in. Let's just focus on lengthening the back here. And as we lengthen through the back, we're going to take a nice deep inhale as we allow the spine to drop, coming into cow, heart forward, gazing forward. Filling up, and then exhaling, moving into cat, navel to spine, chin into chest, rounding up towards the sky. Inhale, moving back into cow. Nice, deep, slow, expanding breath. Exhale. Compressing all the way back into cat. Taking our time, deep breathing here. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. And exhale, cat. As we're in cat, abs are tucked in, compressed. We're going to slowly move the glutes all the way back to the heels. Stretching back. As we start to stretch forward, release the abs, release the chest, the heart, the head. Taking deep breaths here as we come into our extended child's pose. Let's start to bring the head up. We're going to walk the hands to one side, extending, keeping the heart forward towards the earth here and the head. And let's walk our hands all the way back through center as we move all the way over to the opposite side. Exhaling, we're coming back to center, reaching forward. Let's start to make our way into our downward facing dog as we tuck the toes and lift through the glutes. Still focusing on the breath as we move slowly with the breath today, allowing the heels to relax down into the floor as we move into bicycling the legs. Trying to keep the back flat here, and then feel through the palms of the hands. Are we spreading that energy and weight
all the way through the palms, through the knuckles and the fingers, so that we're not centering on one part. After bicycling the legs for a little bit here, let's sink the heels, or try to sink the heels the best we can towards the earth. Let's inhale, bring one leg up and back. And exhale, we're going to bend the knee and draw it forward. As we draw forward, coming into a high lunge, Jani-Asana, as we find alignment with ankle and knee, as we find the toes forward, the hips forward, that back heel is lifted, our abs are tucked in. Let's bring the arms up and over. Let's exhale, bring the arm opposite to the bent knee forward and bring it right underneath the shoulder. As we start to bring the opposite arm lengthening up so that we're stacking shoulders, opening through the heart and lengthening the back. Let's try and release the glutes and the hips just a little bit closer to the earth as we elongate here. And let's exhale, bring that hand down, soften that knee, step it forward to hip width distance apart. Inhale into our monkey as we gaze forward, heart forward, inhale. Exhale, coming back into forward fold. Inhale, we're pressing through the heels and we're also squeezing the glutes so that we can come up flat back, reverse swan dive as we lift up and over, inhaling. And then exhaling, palm center to heart. Here, we're going to inhale, bring the arms up and over. And we're going to exhale, forward fold. Inhale, let's come into half back. Lengthen parallel with the floor, shoulders roll back, soft knees. Exhale, moving into chair. Hips move back, hinging also at the knees, checking our toes, making sure those knees don't surpass our toes. Let's go ahead and inhale, lengthen up and over. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half back. Exhale, hinging back into our chair pose. Checking knees. And if the arms extended are a little bit much, we can always hinge at the elbows, roll those shoulders back, palms face us. Another option with the arms and hands is heart center. Let's go ahead and open back up. Inhale, hinging up and over. And exhale, allow the palms to come together as we come back to heart center. Taking nice deep breaths here, feeling centered. Let's inhale, lengthen up and over. Exhale, forward fold. Let's bring our hands back down and walk it out into our downward facing dog. As we come back to our downward facing dog, we're going to lift the opposite leg. Inhale, lengthen up and over. Exhale, let's hinge at the knee and draw forward. As we come forward, we're finding hip width distance apart, knee bent, lengthen the other leg. High lunge as the heel is lifted, hips are facing forward, knee ankle alignment. Inhale, bringing the arms up and over. Finding the abs tucking in and lengthening all the way through our fingertips. Let's exhale, opposite arm to the front knee that is bent, bringing it down right underneath the shoulder. And as we bring that palm down, start to stack the shoulders, looking the direction of the knee and lifting that arm up. Let's exhale, release. As we release, let's step that foot forward to hip width distance apart. Inhale, coming back up into our half back here. And as we come into half back, soften the knees. Exhale, let's move into airplane arms. Relax the shoulders, reaching back, palms facing down. Focusing on our breath as we squeeze in on our exhales, navel to spine, contracting. Let's start to hinge all the way up and over. And as we do, we're lifting the arms up and over for another inhale. And exhale, let's bring the hands all the way back behind us. We want to come into a chest expansion here. So hands back behind us, roll those shoulders back, lift through the heart, tuck the abs in, hinge at the hips, soften the knees. Bring ourselves forward down towards the legs. And inhale, lifting those arms up off the back. Nice deep breaths here, finding balance. Knees soft and openness through the chest, through the shoulders. Let's exhale. Release the arms, and as we release the arms, we're going to allow them to dangle for a moment. Our knees are still soft. Let's start to move ourselves into our gorilla pose. So that means palms will face upward, fingers face our legs or towards the back wall. Lifting one foot at a time as we bring sole of foot connecting to the palm of our hand. The toes come up to the bend in the wrist. Our knees are bent enough to do this. And then slowly, as we inhale, exhale, relaxing the body, stepping on the feet. We're slowly lengthening through the knees. Nice, deep, full belly breaths here as we lengthen slowly. Let's gently start to release that gorilla pose. Soften the knees. Inhale, coming up into half back. Squeeze the glutes, drawing the energy back and down. Inhale, lengthen up and over. Exhale, palms together, hands to heart. As we are here at heart center, we're going to come into our balancing pose. Let's roll the shoulders back. Let's find the heel coming in. We want to move into our tree pose today. So finding that heel coming in. Our knees are soft. And then we lift the heel when we're ready, finding balance. It's much easier to find balance if we have a focal point that we're staring at, that we're bringing our breath into as we focus. Maybe we bring the heel above the ankle, shifting more and more weight to the stabilizing leg. We can bring the foot to the calf. We can bring it all the way into the inner thigh. Finding balance, finding a challenging balance, but not over challenging. So if you keep falling out of the pose, it's over challenging. Find where it's difficult, but you can keep your balance. And then when you're ready, you can start to open the arms, lengthen all the way up and over, like branches of a tree, palms open, fingers open, lengthening all the way through the body, grounding here at the earth with the foot, and lifting up into the heavens. Nice deep breath. Let's exhale, bring that energy back to the heart, releasing that foot, coming back to hip width distance apart. Let's shift one side to the other, the weight, refocusing our breath, and in fact bringing that breath from heart all the way down to the dantian. This is our sacral chakra location as well. It's just below the navel and deep within the pelvis. This will help us ground and focus. Let's relax the shoulders, still allow the swaying as we shift the weight left, right, right, left. And just moving back and forth.
And now let's find center here. Take a nice deep breath. As we take that nice deep breath, let's bring the arms out to the side, up and over. And exhale, palms together, hands to heart. Moving on to the other side. Let's bring that heel into the arch of the foot, toes point off to that direction of the side. And let's make sure our knees are soft, our abs are tucked in, the shoulders are rolled back. We found our focusing point here. We're breathing into it as we start to lift the heel. Some of us can stay here. Some of us can bring the heel above the ankle and rest it. Giving a little more weight to that stabilizing leg. And when you're ready, you can come to the tippy toes or to the calf muscle below the knee. You can come above the knee at the inner thigh. Finding balance, feeling rooted at that foot that's grounded. Finding strength within our abdomen. And when you're ready, let's start to open those arms as we stretch and open up to the heavens, reaching upward. And let's exhale, slowly bring it back to the heart, finding that heart center as we release that leg. Coming back to hip width distance apart, knees soft, rocking gently left and right. Once again, bringing those hands down to the dantian, to the low dantian here. This is where our thumbs can connect, making that upside down triangle as the fingers just point downward. You can even close the eyes here, gently rocking left and right, relaxing the shoulders. Even allowing a smile to come to the face as we draw back into peace. Bringing that gratitude back in. And being happy for our lives here. And then starting to come back to stillness and a center. Let's go ahead and inhale, bringing the arms up and over. And exhale, we're coming into forward fold, hinge at the hips, soften those knees, bring ourselves all the way down. And as we're here, let's bring our hands coming into the hinges of the elbows. We're going to rest the hands, the arms, relax the back. We're coming into ragdoll. We're releasing the back. We're focusing on the breath as we let go of the vertebrae. And as we keep the knees soft, we have an option here to hinge one knee at a time, allowing the hips to shift side to side. And then coming back to center, we relax the arms, the hands all the way back down. Let's inhale into monkey pose, gaze forward, heart forward. Let's exhale, reverse swan dive, bringing the energy into the glutes as we squeeze and draw up and over. Exhale, palms together, hands to heart. Let's come back to our mat on one end or the other where we're going to step forward. So let's inhale here and exhale, choosing a leg, stepping forward. As we step forward, our heel might lift. Let's try to release that heel and lengthen our front leg. And bring the hands to the hips as we find balance in our pyramid pose. All toes point forward, pressing firmly down into the ground with the soles of the feet. We have legs hip width distance apart, and we're finding balance. Once again, we move to the low dantian and tuck in as we find our strength here, our stability. We roll the shoulders back, we lift through the heart. Slowly, let's bring the hands back behind us and interlace the fingers. Draw down the back. Let the heart lift as the shoulders roll down and back.
Let's exhale, slowly hinging at the hips, drawing forward and down in our pyramid pose. And where we are, we start to lift the arms up off the back. We focus on our breath. Two more deep breaths. And exhale, bring the hands back to the hips. Soften the knee, stack above the ankle, then hinge up. As we hinge up, lift the heel, the back heel, coming back into Anjaneyasana, our high lunge. Let's bring cactus arms, palms forward, elbows, shoulders back and down. One more breath. Let's exhale, step forward, hip width distance apart, bring the palms together, soften those knees, draw the arms all the way together as we press all the way down to the elbows. Even trying to lift the elbows up off the chest. One more breath here. And exhale, slowly bring the hands back down to heart. As we have hands at heart, we're hip width distance apart, knees micro bent. Let's step the opposite leg back. Remember, we're coming to the toes. The knee is soft. We're slowly bringing that heel all the way down as we lengthen back. All toes point forward. We're hip width distance apart, coming into that pyramid. We lengthen that front leg. We try to bring support to both of our feet, evenly distributing our weight between the feet. Let's roll the shoulders back, lengthen all the way through the torso, tucking in the abs as we have hands on hips for a moment. Focusing on the breath. Just finding balance right where we are. Let's exhale, start to release the hips, start to bring the hands back behind us, interlacing the fingers, drawing back and down, shoulders roll back and down, heart lifts, abs tuck in. Let's exhale and start to hinge at the hips, drawing ourselves forward and down towards that front leg. Stopping anywhere along that process. And then when you're ready, starting to lift those arms and hands up off the back. Focus on the breath here. One more deep breath. And exhale, let's come back to our hips. Start to lift all the way back up. As we lengthen and lift all the way back up to center, take that front knee, let's hinge it forward, stacking. Let's lift that back heel, coming back to heart center. And inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, palms forward, cactus arms open through the shoulders, elbows, shoulders roll back and down, or squeeze towards our midline. Our abs are tucked in. Let's exhale, hinging forward, bringing our feet hip width distance apart, finding that stability, lengthen through the back, abs tucked in. Exhale, bring the palms together, zip down to the elbows, pressing the forearms firmly together, and even lifting those elbows up and off the chest. And exhale, bring it all the way back to the heart. As we come back to heart center, let's move out into our straddle pose. So here we might heel, toe, all the way out. Let's bring our hands to our hips. Find the toes pointing forward, heels aligned behind our toes.
Take a nice deep breath, roll the shoulders back, and let's lift through the heart. Draw the elbows back and down, bringing the gaze up. One more breath. Let's exhale, hinge at the hips. Let the heart lead forward, taking our time, strength through the legs. We're stabilizing, our knees are soft. We're tightening through the legs as we release the torso slowly down. And once we are down as far as we're going to move down, release the hands from the hips and allow them to come all the way down the legs. Still focusing on the breath as we breathe and release. Let's bring one hand reaching over to one side. Still deeply breathing. And let's exhale. We're going to bring the hands walking through center as we move all the way over to the opposite leg. Once again, coming into the breath. Last breath. Let's exhale, walk it to center. As we walk to center, stabilizing here in the hands, maybe we make fists again, flat through the back, soften the knees. Let's heel toe coming back. And as we come back, we're starting to find where we find alignment between the ankle and the knee as the knee bends, and we're finding the knee bending the same direction as our toes. We're going to hinge our hips back. As we hinge our hips back and down, soon enough we can bring ourselves back up, hands on knees. Inhale, lengthen through the back. So we have hinged hips, hinged knees, our glutes are back. Our back is flat. We roll the shoulders back, taking a nice deep inhale. And as we exhale, let's twist. Allow one shoulder down, the opposite shoulder up, and look over that opposite shoulder. Let's inhale, move through center. And exhale, twist. Inhaling through center. And exhale, twist. Inhale through center. Exhale, twisting. Inhale through center. Exhale, twist. Inhale, center. Last twist, exhale. Inhale, center. Exhale, let's gently, slowly start to hinge all the way back up. And as we lengthen the legs, let's bring the palms face forward, spreading through the fingers. Open up through the heart. Remember, knees soft, abs tucked in. And then bring the gaze up, as if we're a shining star here. Nice, deep, expanding breaths. Focusing on that breath. Allowing belly expansion. Exhale, we contract navel to spine. One more deep breath here. And let's exhale. We're going to wrap those arms, giving ourselves a hug. So cross one arm over the other. Elbows end up stacking. Grab a hold of our shoulders. As we do, let's heel toe back into our straddle pose. Straddle pose, heels directly behind the toes, pressing through the soles of the feet evenly. So trying to feel that pressure here for a moment. Knees are soft. Inhale here. Let's exhale and twist. Inhale brings us to center. Exhale, twist. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist. Inhale, center. Exhale, stay center. Let's inhale, draw the shoulders up to the ears and even give ourselves a hug. So squeeze, tighten those arms as if we're just wrapping those arms around us. We're giving ourselves a big hug here. Really squeeze tight. And let's exhale and start to release. Now as we start to release, notice the arm that was on top, drawing up, open here. Open through the heart this time, palms forward, thumbs up and back, lifting through the heart, lifting through the gaze. Abs are still tucked in. One more breath. And let's exhale, bring our gaze back forward. We're going to give ourselves a hug again. This time it's the opposite arm that comes over the top of the other. And we hang on to the shoulders for a moment. We relax the shoulders. Our abs tuck in. We come back to the feet for a moment. Take a nice deep inhale. And exhale, twist. Inhale, center. And exhale, twist. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist. Inhale, center. And exhale, twist. Let's inhale back to center. Exhale, let's grab the shoulders real good. You know what comes next. We're gonna give ourselves a hug. So let's inhale, draw the shoulders up to the ears, squeezing, and then tighten those arms. Really tighten the arms here as we give ourselves this big hug. Exhale, we release. As we release, hands come back to hips. Let's heel toe, gently bringing it back in. As we bring it all the way back in, we're coming back to our mat. Hip width distance apart. Inhale, lifting up and over. Exhale, forward fold. Let's bring our hands down to our mat. Walking it back out into our downward facing dog. Taking a few deep breaths here. Relaxing. And let's start to bring it all the way into our plank pose. As we come into plank, let's start to draw those elbows into the rib cage. Hinge at the hips, keep the back flat. First comes down the chin, the heart, and then the torso, the belly, the pelvis. We're going to come up for our baby cobra first as we inhale. Draw the hands up off the mat, roll the shoulders back, draw the scapulas and elbows towards the midline. Let's exhale, press the palms into the ground. Bring a little bit of arm strength, keep those shoulders rolled back and down, and find where it is comfortable for you to stretch. So that might mean that we stay closer to the ground. Some of us might be able to extend all the way through the elbows. Wherever we are at, respecting the body, honoring the body, as we draw the shoulders back, lift through the heart, and bring the gaze forward. Let's exhale, release all the way back down. Inhale, hinging back up into a partial plank, kneeling plank. And as we exhale, we're going to come all the way back into a wide-legged extended child's pose. So glutes to heels and knees open, and we release to the floor. Let's come back to focus on our breath.
starting to come up. And as we move up, we are moving into our Shavasana. So make sure you have comfortable things around you so that you can come all the way down. And as we do, maybe we bring a pen and paper today. Maybe we write down some important thoughts from the unconscious mind. If something comes by that we just can't let go, we could write it on paper. And then we could release it so that we can empty and clear our mind. Let's find our way down to the mat, rounding the back. Maybe giving ourselves a good squeeze here, knees to chest, and rocking back and forth. When we're ready, we start to release. We let go. We start to relax. We start to bring our palms opening up. We bring it back to the breath. As we relax the back, the head, the neck, the shoulders, the arms. When we are ready, we can let go of the legs, lengthening all the way out, allowing the feet to be open. We come back to our breath, focusing as we inhale and exhale. As we focus on the breath, we start to relax the mind. We relax our head, our facial muscles, the jaws, all the way through the neck. Relaxing the shoulders, letting go as we move down through the arms, all the way through the fingertips. And then we allow ourselves to relax from the shoulders all the way down through the torso. As we breathe, we feel the expansion of the belly rise. And as we exhale, we feel the belly sink back down into the earth. We find relaxation moving through the legs, relaxing the joints, letting go as we move all the way through the toes. We come back to focus on our low dantian or the hara, finding our stability. As we notice the pressure, the touch through our back into the earth, where the body touches the earth and relaxes, where we let go. We allow ourselves to surrender. As we allow ourselves to surrender, we sink deeper into the earth. And soon we feel the earth wrap us as she wraps her arms all the way around us. As we sink deep into the earth, we feel her support. We feel her stability. We find home.
find this wholeness. We bring in the words Aham Brahmasmi. Aham Brahmasmi. This means I am wholeness. You might repeat it out loud. Aham Brahmasmi. And then we whisper, Aham Brahmasmi. Aham Brahmasmi. And then we allow our silent mantra to begin. Each inhale, Aham. Each exhale, Brahmasmi. Continuing this focus as we draw in the words Aham Brahmasmi. Each and every breath. Starting to release our mantra, Aham Brahmasmi, Aham Brahmasmi. I am wholeness. As we release this mantra, we allow deep breaths as we start to move through the fingers and toes. As we reawaken the body, coming back to the room, we can gently move to the side in our fetal position. Taking a moment, maybe squeezing the knees in, rounding through the back. Knowing you can take this piece with you throughout the day. Taking nice deep breaths here. As we start to twist, we bring our palms to the ground. We press through our arms as we use strength of our arms to bring us away from the earth. Coming back to our easy cross-legged style or open legs is fine as long as we can sit nice and tall. Thank you for joining me for yoga today as we practiced our Niyamas, moving through Santosa. Namaste. Have a wonderful day.